everyone. This is your Cancer season tarot card reading for this month, and this is all about, your emotions. What's going on with your emotions? What is making you emotional? What's got you in your feels? And some advice on how to get out of it, right? What got you stuck emotionally? Yes, let's go there. What's gotten you stuck emotionally? Like literally can't get over that wave, like you're drowning in emotions. Sometimes, people can't pinpoint it. Sometimes people can pinpoint it, but they don't want to deal with this. They act like they don't know. You know what I mean? Even though they know. Right, and they just bury it down. So, let's look at what got you stuck with your emotions during this Cancer season. And I'm reading this at the time where the sun and the moon and Lilith is in Cancer. I'm done. How y'all feeling out there, Cancers? Happy birthday, happy solar return, happy flight day, happy born day, all that good stuff. How y'all feeling out there, Cancers? Don't be afraid. Even though you can comment below. I'm sure there's other Cancers and other signs alike who can relate, right? So let's get started. We're going to start with Cancers first. About what got you stuck emotionally? What got you stuck emotionally? All right, Cancers first. All right, Cancers, what's around? A lot of stuff is going on in your area, in your surroundings, right? And it's just flowing. It's just flowing here, there, and everywhere. And you probably like, whoa, wait, whoa, wait, whoa. But anyway, I'm here to tell you, Cancer, this is what's getting you stuck emotionally. Probably yourself. Probably yourself, okay? So, for some reason, you're not able to communicate how you want to communicate. You're not able to let it out how you want to let it out. You're not able to structure your sentences right. You think it's going to go one way, or you feel it's going to go one way, and it goes totally all the way the opposite of what you thought it was going to turn out to be. All right? But here's the thing, expressing your thoughts, should not just be a private thing. It should not be, I'm only going to talk about it, when I'm comfortable or on my terms or whatever the situation is at, because at this point it may never be. It may never come to that point, because it's like procrastinating the message, you know what I mean? Whether it's something that you got to relate to someone else, whether it's something that you have to relate to yourself, whatever the message is, you're kind of like not listening to it, nor are you taking action on anything. So dumb clouds in the back, they nice, white, and puffy, but if you don't get your message out, it's going to turn gray, okay? It's going to get real heavy. It's going to be so much heavy that it will drown you. It just depends how long you procrastinate. So keep like a private journal. This is a good way to start. Start writing those things down. Get it out of you. Let it flow out onto the paper. Page of Swords is an air card. So the communication can happen anyway. It can be a communication, privately in your room. It could be communication that happens on the internet. It could be communication that happens face to face. It could be communication that happens on FaceTime. It could be communication with yourself, just you talking to yourself, maybe doing affirmations in the mirror. But you need a little nudge, you need a little push to get you out to the public, to get you out, to be comfortable in your own skin with your words that you're going to say in public. One person is now public. When you by yourself, then you're alone. But you add one more person, that's now public. 2 people, still public. 3 people, still public. 4 people, and you go on and on and on and on and on. All right? So let go of any fear that you might have of communication. Communication could be tons. Look it up, all right? A lot of things fall under communication. But the whole point is that you want your message to get out. You want it to be known, you want it to be heard, and you don't want it to be misconstrued. You want the point to be there, all right? So express it, and don't be ashamed to express it. You will feel much lighter, when you do that. And ask a lot of questions. Maybe you start with asking yourself questions, because you know me, I'm going to say it starts with yourself. Why are you like this? Why are you holding back? Why are you stuck in this emotion of fear of communicating? You know what I mean? How you feel, how you think, all that good stuff, Then it might be other questions that you might want to ask other people. You might even want to write those down ahead of time so you don't get tongue twisted when you do communicate with that person face to face or through text or, however, through email and whatever the situation is. In person, you might want to write down those questions. You want to formulate. This is a thinking card. This is not an emotional card. This is all thought. So it's like put your emotions to the side. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. And if you have a moon in Cancer, put it all aside, right? And actually construct what questions that you need to ask. Because if you are direct with your questions and you're not like pussyfooting and tiptoeing around and whatnot, trying to be all cute with it and everything, you're never going to get to the point of what needs to be understood. All right, so even if it's to the point where you have to kind of word it where you want the person to help you understand where they're coming from, some people say stuff and you just don't get it at all. And you really want to get it, but how they saying it, how they constructing their words, it's just like, and it's easy to be like, whatever, you know what I mean? But that's not getting to the core of things. So even get down to the nit and grit of that. Like, help me understand where you're coming from. That way you're not getting so emotional over the situation. You could be more logical of the situation. And then everything will be all right. And start with what's important to you. Start with yourself. What's keeping you holding back, from you communicating. Why are you like this? Does it start from a childhood where you always told you shut up? Every time you had an opinion. I mean, it can go way back to why you feel the way you feel. But now is the time to start communicating like you have never done before. I don't know if you have books that you want to write. I don't know if you have comics you want to write. I don't know if you want to be public speaking. I don't know if you want to start a blog or start a channel or any type of stream of services or whatever. I don't know if you want to dig in deeper into more of your mental form, maybe seeing a psychologist or something like that, or a life coach or a spiritual coach, or maybe going back to school, or maybe listening or starting to gain more knowledge on your own, because you technically don't need to go to school to be a professional. You know what I mean? Nowadays it's 2022, but the knowledge of it, that 10,000 hours that they say of you diving in deep to a specific thing that you need to know, this is that time to do that. Your curiosity should be just like through the roof. So explore those curiosities and don't be fearful, and ask the questions that you need to help you formulate new ideas, new concepts, new thoughts of ways to go about things so you can move from point A to point B without being drowned in your emotions, or even somebody else's emotions drowning you because you just don't understand, because you may be not asking the right questions. All right, then have a wonderful day and night, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. And also, I'm gonna do a new moon reading as well, because that's in Cancer. And then I may do a Lilith reading. I might just tie it into the reading, but Lilith is shouting at you right now. Lilith is like, you need to communicate this. If you don't do it, I'm going to be letting it out. And you ain't going to like it how I let it out. But I will be getting a blowhorn. I will be exposing whatever you thought that you didn't want to say, whatever you was fearful about. It's going to come out. You know what I mean? And you don't want that. It's going to come out. So you don't want that to happen when it's out of your control and you got Lilith up in there taking control of your situation. Like all embarrassing you. You know how your mom and stuff or authority figures show up at school because you got in trouble or your heart is beating, or you don't want to be having that feeling while you're trying to get your mind right and get your communication skills together. All right? So have a wonderful day and night. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. There's a lot of self-help stuff out there too about how to communicate, how to structure your words, how to deal with the narcissist, what kind of words, trigger words that you don't use. There's a lot of different information that you could go where you know this person's issue, right? And you don't want to be on eggshells, but you want to be where they get it. So you might need some extra help on how they think, how that person thinks. And there's lots of videos based on, other people and how to come at other people without triggering and getting to the point. All right, now I'm done. Have a wonderful day and night, Cancer, Sun, and Ascendants. During